for a couple minutes before I start running my mail. I want a Caesar salad so bad. Like with crispy chicken on top. That would be so good. That would be delish. Okay, so I was gonna wait until people joined, but I think I'm gonna make this live public so that if you miss any important pieces, then you can go back and watch it. Um, but I don't know why. Okay, I do know why. I'm just gonna start talking. So there is this trend on TikTok where people are asking, share your most unhinged ways to lose weight, share your most unhinged scandals, share your most unhinged like scandals from your hometown, all that stuff, right? So there was one for share your most unhinged stories about your church. And y'all, I have been going on and on and on my close friends about dating this pastor who was gay. And I'm actually going to save this live. So if you miss any important pieces, hi, Elvin, then sorry, y'all, my cute little ball. But if you miss any important pieces, you can go back and watch this live. I'm going to make it public. Hey, Roger. So I was telling a story about how I dated a pastor who was gay, but I didn't find out that he was gay until later on. Like when we dated, I knew something about him was a little off. Thank you, Raina. I kind of look a mess right now because I just got off of work. But I dated this pastor who was gay, y'all. And please don't judge me. So I just want to tell y'all. So I was very young. I was like 19, 20 at the time. And I was in college. So I was dating this guy from my hometown. He was a really young pastor, like 24, 25, something along. Well, people are driving crazy. 24, 25 at the time. And y'all, this man was very gay. Like it was undeniable. So, and he had it bad too. That dude was like a sex addict, y'all. I don't even know where to start. So, long story short, he expressed his interest in me. He wanted to date me. So, we would go out. I would go with him to church. Like when he would go to different churches to preach, I would go with him everywhere. So, it was fun. It was cool. And so I remember one time he disappeared on me and I didn't know where he went. And so he just popped up like nothing ever happened. So at the time I'm young, so I'm not really thinking much of it. So I'm like, okay, never experienced that before. Maybe he was just busy. Okay, cool. Well, he comes back and he randomly says like, "Oh, I have 3 kids." At the time, I knew that he had none. He had zilch. He had 0 children. And so I'm not ready to be anybody's stepmom. And number one, I wouldn't have dated you in the first place if I would have known that you had 3 kids. So I'm like, no thanks, you know. And so he comes back and it's like, oh, I was just testing you to see if you would be there for me in hard times. Sir, that's not hard times. You're telling me you have 3 kids. You didn't tell me at first. That's not hard times. That you have 3 children. That's not, but whatever. I'll let you have that. So it really hurt my feelings. So anyway, fast forward, some time goes by, and he reaches out to me again, and we reconcile. Everything's cool, and so we've been talking for a while, y'all. I found out that this man had a whole fiance. This man had a whole freaking fiance, y'all. So I found out and I told my friend, and I was like, man, my feelings are so hurt. Like, I did not know that he was dating anyone. Like, what the hell is this? And so she's like, you need to tell the fiance. You need to tell the fiance, hello, how are you? you need to tell the fiance. And I'm like, no, because the way that people react when you tell them about their partner, especially women, like if you tell them about their man, either they believe whatever lie that he's telling them, you're going to be the bad guy in the end of the day. So I'm like, okay, no, I don't want to tell her. So she's like, no, you need to tell her. You need to tell her because obviously she doesn't know. Well, fast forward that same day, my friend decided to inbox the girl. She DM'd her on Instagram and she showed her some of the screenshots of me and him, our conversation. So she's like, hey, my friend didn't want to tell you, but I feel like it was the right thing to do to tell you because obviously you don't know. So the girl reaches out to me and I spoke to her. I really didn't want to, and honestly, I was really upset with my friend when she did that, but I understand why she did it. And looking back, I think it was definitely the right thing to do because number one, it opened up a can of worms that we didn't even know existed. Like it was beyond him just being a cheater. It was he was in the closet, he was interested in men, he was very promiscuous, like he was a hoe. He was sleeping with anybody that would give him a chance. He would sleep with anybody that would look his way. Like it was very bad. Man, woman, hooker, it didn't matter who it was. So looking back, like I'm really glad that my friend told her because he was disgusting. I'm in Texas. So he was sleeping with whoever he felt like sleeping with that day, wherever the wind blew. So um that blew over, right? So then I guess she found out that he was actually dealing with other women. So here's the thing, and this is why I say I don't believe in coincidences. He was having sex with all these people, but me and him never had sex. Never. As long as I've known him, as long as I dealt with him, we never had sex. So fast forward, she reaches out to me again because I guess she decides to give him another chance eventually. And she found out that he was gay. She found out that majority of the people that he was sleeping with were not only other people in the church, but he allegedly had like 2 or 3 kids that she didn't know about. It's 4:12 my time in the evening, PM. So he had like 2 or 3 kids allegedly. So it was and oh my God, I'm gonna make a whole episode on this because I cannot believe this is my life. And mind y'all, this was some years ago, so this was not recent. But he faked that he had cancer. Come to find out he didn't have cancer. He had an incurable disease that he was spreading around to a lot of men that he was sleeping with. And she's like an evangelist in the church, and she's like, you know what, we dated, we got engaged, but you know, I told him like sex was off the table for me until we got married. Thank God she did that because he absolutely was spreading. And actually, oh my God, like I have to make a whole I'm gonna make a whole YouTube video on this because the rabbit hole is so deep. So let me go back a little bit because I'm moving too fast. So when we first started dating, me and him, do y'all remember? I don't know if y'all remember. Instagram had a feature where the people that you were following, you can see who they were following, the posts that they were liking, commenting on, and like they're the new people that they started to follow. So one day I was looking at that and I noticed that he was following a gay model. Now him being a gay model is not the issue, but he was like an adult gay model, like an adult film gay model. Mind you, this man is a pastor. So I'm like, this is strange. And the dude was very like he was a sex worker. The dude, like the model, the guy, because he did way more than modeling. So I'm like, this is weird. But again, I was young at the time, so I was like, maybe it was an accident. Maybe he know him. Maybe they like friends or something. Come to find out, that was just. You said, oh hell no, no, for real. I'm so serious, and I'm gonna make a whole YouTube video about this because I can't even talk about the whole thing on live. But I feel like I will have to lay out all the facts in like an actual video because it was a whole rabbit hole. So anyway, fast forward. So we stopped talking because he was a liar, he was a cheater, he was just nasty. But We stopped talking before I even found out that he was gay. Come to find out later on down the line, maybe I say maybe like 8 months to like a year, that same girl that my friend reached out to, that was his fiance, she decided to give him another chance eventually. Now keep in mind, this is before she found out that he was gay. She knew he was cheating. He said, oh, I'm not gonna cheat no more, but they didn't know that it was men too included in it. So she said every time they would visit a church, men were staring at her. She was like, I could not put my finger on it, but every time we went out anywhere, whether it was like a restaurant, and if anybody is familiar with St. Louis is a very small town, especially when it comes to like the church community, the Christian community. Specifically, the Black Christian community in St. Louis is very, very small. There is only a certain rotation, a small rotation of churches in that area. So if you sleeping with all these different men at these different churches, somebody knows somebody that knows somebody. Okay? So she's like, man, like these men keep staring at me every time I'm going out with him. Like they are eyeballing us. We can't go anywhere without people like staring at us, specifically men. So she said she did some creeping and she took his phone. He was on Grindr. He was meeting up with all type of men for sex. She found at least, y'all, she found at least like 300 men that he was having sex with. She found 200 to 300 men, at least, y'all, that he was sleeping with. But not only that, one of his mentors, whom a pastor, he was interested in dating his daughter. Okay? And so his mentor did not approve. He did not want him to date his daughter. I'm gonna go to sleep. Bye, girl. It's night here. Bye. I'll be on live tomorrow too. So he didn't approve. He didn't want his daughter dating him. Fast forward, she ends up getting pregnant, and they thought that one person was her child's father. Come to find out, it was him. So they had a secret baby together, but come to find out later on that, yes, that was his son. Okay? So, remember I told y'all earlier that I said this man faked cancer? I remember when we had started talking again, briefly, it was very short-lived because all the other stuff came. That was when, like, him being gay started coming out. So it was very brief. He lost so much weight, y'all. He lost a crap ton of weight in a short period of time. He lied and said he had stomach cancer. He didn't have stomach cancer, y'all. He was diagnosed with an incurable disease. I'm just gonna say this, and I know eventually y'all will get the hint. I'm sure you got it. Y'all are very smart cookies. 3 letters. He had 3 letters. It wasn't a freaking stomach cancer. He caught 3 letters and was passing it along to other men, knowing he was diagnosed. So the girl, the fiance, she calls me one day. Mind you, this was so long after me and him had completely stopped talking. She calls me. She said, hey, I know that you and him used to deal with each other. I'm not sure how deep it was. And I'm like, girl, no, we never slept together. We never got that far. Well, she's like, hey, I just wanted to call you. I'm literally contacting whoever I can that's in his phone because he has 3 letters and he is not letting people know of his sexual health status. And he has been passing it along to other people. And y'all know the saddest thing about it is that he also had a lover, a guy that he was dealing with as well. Like, they were in a relationship. Like, he was paying his bills, buying him Gucci bags, paying for his lifestyle, and he ended up giving this boy the incurable disease. That's how the girl fiance, and it's sad that I even have to say that, but the woman fiance, that's how she found out that he was gay, because his other fiance, the boy fiance, found out that he was positive, and he got an incurable disease from him. People just don't care about other people's health sometimes, and it's really, really scary. Like, you really have to protect yourself. And it's crazy because I never dealt with this guy sexually ever. um Now, he tried to have a few conversations with me, like sexual conversations, but that was about it. And yeah, she found out that this man was dealing with over 200 men. How do you even have the time to sleep with that many people? To sleep with over 200 people? I know it took her a while to contact all those people that he was sleeping with, because that is insane. Oh, and another thing, y'all. So when my friend told the girl that he was cheating on her with me, right? His mom called. Mind you, we're good and grown. Well, I was still young, but I was grown. So the mom calls me, and his entire family is all about image. Like, they're all about image. You know, all of them are pastors. Their entire family are heavy in the church. They're all about their image and how they appear upon the public, whatever, in the community. And so his mom called me, and she's trying to go off on me. And the saddest part is, if I'm lying, because he tried to tell his mom that I was lying, right? If I'm lying, if anybody is ever lying on you, I'm just thinking about myself, right? If somebody's lying on me, best believe that I'm gonna look you dead in your freaking face to let it be known, no, bitch, I am not lying. Explain to me the lie again, because none of what you're saying, I'm gonna dispute everything that you're saying. He was not present. You're telling your mommy that I'm lying on you, and have your mommy speak for you, and you're good and grown. And so his mom is like, what type of young lady are you? And I'm like, what do you mean, what type of young lady am I? Like, what type of question is that? Like, you're mad at me because your son is a whore? You're mad at me because your son is out here slinging Peter Whacker to anybody he looks at, who anybody he breathes in their direction. And so you're mad at me because he got caught. Ma'am, excuse me? I think people who aren't held accountable for their actions are very scary to me. And in a weird way, I feel bad for them, because they truly feel like they're in the right, especially because they are surrounded by enablers who will take up for them, even if they're wrong as two left shoes, you know? But yeah, I really want to make a YouTube video talking about this, because the rabbit hole is deep, y'all. The rabbit hole is deep. And I haven't seen his name pop up in a really long time, because I think some of his friends, majority of his friends, don't really deal with him like that anymore, because when that whole thing got out, like his secret gay lover came out and exposed him, and like exposed their pictures together and stuff like that. I don't know, child. But yeah, I think I want to make like a whole YouTube video on this. And it'll probably end up being over an hour long, because it's some details that, like, I started to remember, and I'm like, damn. But yeah, I gotta get off of here. But when I go to the pool, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. I'm gonna go to the pool tonight, and I want to talk to y'all. But bye, y'all. I'll be back.